Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video I will share with you how to draft a bustier with Queen Anne scallop neckline and a stylish hemline. It's going to be a beginner step-by-step tutorial, so if you're interested in this, please come with me and let's get started. These are the tools I'll use for this work: my pattern paper, straight ruler, marker, scissors, French curve and tip roll. First thing I'll do, I'll come to the tip of my pattern and come down by 1 inch and draw a straight line. This straight line I'll draw will serve as the starting line and also the shoulder line. I'll go ahead now, place my tape from the shoulder line and impute my shoulder to bust measurement, which is 11 inches, shoulder to under bust, shoulder to waist and the full blouse length. After that, I'll go ahead and draw a straight line across this measurement. When I'm drawing my lines, I'll make sure they are straight so that I will not have issues with my pattern once I'm done. So this is the shoulder line, the bust line, the under bust, the waist and also the full blouse length. Now that I'm done with that, the next thing I'll do, I'll go ahead and take my bust span measurement. My bust span, which is also known as nipple to nipple, divided by 2. The bust span measurement is 8 inches, divided by 2 will give me 4 inches. I'll place that measurement on all the lines as you can see, then I'll draw a straight line connecting them. At this under bust, at this side towards the center front, I'll take 0.5 inch. Then at the side front, I'll come out by 1.5 inch. And I'll do the same thing on the under bust, the waist and also the full blouse length. Once I'm done with that, I'll connect it with a straight line from the under bust down to the full length this way. Once I'm done with that, I'll come to this shoulder measurement and impute my shoulder measurement divided by 2, which will give me 8 inches. At that shoulder measurement, I will come out by 3 inches here. This will be my neck width. Then at this shoulder, I'll come down by 1 inch to create the shoulder slope. Then I'll connect from this neck width down to the shoulder slope this way. You know our shoulder is not straight, it's slanted, so that's why I'm coming down. So now to create the armhole, I'll come down by 8 inches, that's the shoulder measurement divided by 2, and I'll place the tape across this way to be sure that this is on the 8 inches so that I will achieve a straight line on my armhole. Now that I'm sure of my measurement, I'll connect from the shoulder slant down to the 8 inches depth this way. And now I have my armhole depth. Under this armhole depth, I'll draw a straight line. This will give me my chest line. So I'll go ahead now and label it chest line. Now that I have my armhole depth, I'll mark the midpoint of my armhole. After I mark the midpoint, at that midpoint, I'll go in by 0.5 inch. Then I'll come to the chest line and impute my chest line measurement, which is the bust measurement divided by 4. I'll mark that here is 9 inches. So I'll connect from the shoulder slant to that 0.5 inch midpoint, then to the chest line measurement. As you can see, my armhole is out. The next thing I'm going to do now is to look for the midpoint of my shoulder. I'll place my tape this way and mark the midpoint. Once that is done, I'll extend my dart leg to this midpoint of my shoulder. The next thing I'll do, I'll come to this bust line and come down by 0.5 inch. Then I'll connect from that 0.5 inch to this under bust line this way. Then I'll also use my French curve and connect from that 0.5 inch to the side front this way. Once that is done, I'll come to this bust line and come up by 0.5 inch. I'm coming down and going up by 0.5 inch to avoid any pointy or sharp effect at this bust line. I'll also come to this chest line and come up by 3 inches. At this 3 inches mark, I'll come out by 0.75 on each side of my dart line. Then I'll connect from this 0.75 down to the 0.5 inch above the bust line this way. Now that I'm done with that, I'm going to create my neckline now. I'll come to this dart leg and extend it to the center front. Now I'll come to the chest line and divide whatever I have at the chest line by 2. I'll also come to this line at the dart leg and divide whatever I have there by 3. At this point, you're going to be using your calculator. First, I wanted to use divided by 2, but I realized I don't get the result I want, so I decided to use whatever I have there, which is 4 inches divided by 3. So I measure this place and I have 4 inches, so I'm going to divide 4 inches by 3, and that's the 2 points that I have. So we're going to ignore that point at the middle and just these 2 points. That's what we are going to use. Go ahead now, connect from that midpoint to the center front this way. So even if you don't understand what I'm saying, just watch what I'm doing and you do the same thing, you achieve the same result. Once I'm done, I'll connect from this midpoint to this point this way. Then I'll come to this dart leg and come up by 1 inch. Then I'll connect from that 1 inch into this point this way. So now if I leave it that way, it's going to be sharp, so I'll come down about 0.25 and just blend it in so that I'll have a nice curve there. And that's all for the scallop. I'll go ahead now and connect my other part of my neckline. So I'll connect from this dart leg, the second dart leg, into my neck width this way. You can decide to leave this part this way or create a yoke out of it. So I'm going to create a yoke out of it by blending. Go ahead now, blend it in this way. If you watched this point, thank you very much. Please hit the subscribe button and drop a heart for me in the comment section. Let me know you watched this point. Thank you very much. So I'll go ahead now and impute my round bodice measurement. I've already imputed that on the chest line, so I'll replace the dart I took, the 1.5 inch that I took at the over bust. 0.75 plus 0.75 will give me 1.5. Chest line measurement is the same thing as the bust line measurement, so I'll come straight now to the under bust and impute the under bust measurement divided by 4, which is 7 inches. So I will now replace this dart allowance of 2 inches here at the under bust. Then I will come to the full blouse length and impute the full blouse length measurement. Please, you can also go ahead and impute your round waist measurement divided by 4. Then you replace that allowance that I took. So you do the same thing for the full blouse length. Once I'm done with all of that, I will connect from the chest line all the way down to the full blouse length. Now that I'm done with that, I'll add my sewing allowance at the chest line, the bust, the under bust, waist and full blouse length, and I'll be adding 1.5 inch on all the lines. After I add the sewing allowance, I will now connect it. This time around, when I'm connecting, I will connect with a dotted lines. That's to show that that is where we'll be cutting out. Please, if you have enjoyed this tutorial so far, don't forget to hit the like button and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. So I'll go ahead now, create that nice hemline. Now to do that, I'll place my French curve this way to get the curve from the waistline, and I will connect it down to the full blouse length. And this is it. This is just how to create the hemline. I'm going to make adjustments to it by the time I try to open this pattern, so you can just watch the end so that you will see that part. This is the center front, while this is the side front. So I took the side dart, but I misplaced the clip, so I'm just going to explain to you how I did it. So shoulder to waist for the front body is 16 inches and shoulder to waist for the back bodies is 14 inches. So I minus 14 inches from 16 inches and I have 2 inches. So that was how I measured 2 inches from the bust line down to get my under bust dart, and I came out 0.5 inch from the dart line. Then I connected it. Now I'm done with all of this. The next thing I'm going to do now is to cut it out. Before I cut it out, I'll label out the parts that I'll be cutting out. So I've shaded out the under bust contour and the under bust dart, and I'm shading out the over bust dart now. So I'll go ahead now, cut it out so that I see what it looks like. So please, while I'm cutting, I want you to pay attention because the cutting part is as important as the drafting part, and I'll be making adjustments to this pattern while I cut. So please pay attention to it carefully so that you get everything I'm doing. And if you've watched to this point and you've not subscribed, please now, just subscribe. It's free of charge. Thank you very much. As you can see, our pattern is coming out nicely. Please don't go anywhere because we'll be drafting the back bodies also. After cutting the neckline, this is what I have. So now I'm going to make adjustment to this pattern just like I promised. So if you notice, after I place this pattern side by side, the hemline is no longer equal. So I'm going to have to redraft this hemline again. So I'll pick up my French curve and connect from the center front and blend it into the side front again this way. There I have it. My new hemline is ready. So I'm going to be cutting through this new hem. So I'll go ahead now and cut the hemline out. Then I'll open it up for us to see what it looks like. I'll also go ahead now, close up this underbust dart. Pick up this first line and place it on the second line and close it up with my tape, and it's as simple as that. Before we transfer this pattern to the fabric, I'll have to cut out this part from the waist down, and here we have it. This is what our drafted pattern looks like. So I'll go ahead now and draft the back bodice. So for this back bodice, I decided to draw out the basic lines that we already know about. This is the shoulder slant, then this is a chest line, the bust line, the under bust, and the waist, which is also the half length. Now that I'm done with that, I'll go ahead and impute my dart line, which is my bust span measurement divided by 2. I'll mark that on the chest line, and the other lines, I'll go ahead now and draw a straight line connecting all the measurements from the chest line down to the waistline. After that, I'll come to the waistline now and take out 0.5 inch on each side of the line. The next thing I'll do, I'll come to the chest line, I'll come down by 0.5 inch and connect from that 0.5 inch down to the waistline this way, and I'll do the same thing on the other side. And I'll go ahead now and look for the midpoint of my armhole. I'll mark it. Now for this back bodice, I won't go in by 0.5 inch. In my chest line, I'll impute my bust measurement divided by 4. Then I'll connect from that midpoint down this way. I'll also come to the shoulder line and come down by 1.5 inch for my neck depth. Then I'll connect from that neck width down to the neck depth this way using a straight ruler. Then I'll now use my French curve to create a tiny curve there, yes, to make it a round neckline for the back bodice. This is done. I will impute the round bodice measurement. The bust measurement is the same thing with the chest line, so I'll just go ahead to impute the round bodice measurement for the under bust. I'll impute the round under bust measurement divided by 4, and I'll add 1 inch for that allowance side too. Do the same thing for the waist. Then I'll come to the chest line and add 1.5 inch sewing allowance, and I'll also do that for all the lines. Then I'll connect my measurement. Remember, this is a center back and it's on fold, and if you want to add zipper allowance, you can add about 2 inches zipper allowance before you impute your measurement. So I'll go ahead now and cut out my pattern. If you watched to this point, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial so far. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and also subscribe. Please subscribe, is free of charge, and join the JB's family. Thank you very much. This is the final look of our back bodice and the front bodice. If you notice, for the front bodice, I went ahead to close up the under bust dart. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more. See you in my next video.